Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another color-themed house. Today it is a green Suburban. I built this house for some siblings. One of them is a young adult and the other is a child. They also have a pet, and since I didn't have room for any cat things, I imagined it would be a dog. This one was very easy for me to build as suburban homes are kind of in my wheelhouse of houses that I build quite often. So I didn't really struggle all that much with this one. The floor plan was a little finicky just because it's 2 stories, so trying to figure out where to put the stairs so there was enough room for 2 bedrooms upstairs was, I guess, the only tricky part of this build. Other than that, it was pretty simple. It's just a bunch of boxes connected to each other, and also the color green is actually very easy to work with. But on the other hand, I had to tell myself that some objects matched because finding things in the same green color was actually quite difficult. I think I mainly use a light green color, like the one on the fence that I'm trying to use out here. I believe I used the one from Growing Together. And then I also use like a sea foamy green. It's giving very much first gen of the Not So Berry challenge. But there isn't really a whole lot of dark green or neon green that I think looks good in The Sims, in particular to make a house look. So didn't use a whole lot of those 2 shades of green. For the doors and windows, I mostly just used base game and Strangerville. I don't know why I was really struggling to figure out the name of the pack before I was talking about it. I'm pretty sure it's Strangerville. I'm not sure. I could honestly easily look it up right now, but I am too lazy, so we're just going to pretend like it's Strangerville and just moved on. If it is Strangerville, I'm proud of myself for remembering the name of that pack. I also did try and do an avocado bathroom, but sadly, it just wasn't the vibe for this house. And I was honestly really looking forward to doing that once I got to the greenhouse, but it just wasn't in the cards. Avocado bathroom seems more mid-century to me than suburban house. So that's what I went with. I don't think I've done a mid-century one yet. As you can see next door is my red A-frame house, which is the one that I posted a couple weeks ago. And then I've done a Victorian, a modern, and then the one that I am working on currently, which you don't see in this video at all, is because I started building it after this one, is I'm building a blue colonial house, which that one, talk about floor plans giving you trouble. Colonials are literally just boxes, and trying to build a tiny colonial with 2 stories, absolute nightmare. So we're gonna get to that when I post that build and I finish it. It's going good so far. There's a lot of blue stuff in the game, so it's not that difficult. But here I am. The floor plan's already been figured out. I used the doors from Strangerville. I really love these doors. I think they're so pretty. So any chance that I can use them, that they fit the style of house, I'm going to use them. And then I use a carpet up here for the bedrooms and the hallway. I used a spa day tile for the floor downstairs. I also believe I used the same tile for the wall in the kitchen. And then for the bathrooms, which you don't see, I use the Growing Together tile and then that one fancy bathroom kit that I do not know the name of. I use that for the upstairs bathroom, and then I use the Growing Together stuff for the downstairs bathroom. I don't show me decorating the bathrooms like I do in most of my builds, but these 2 in particular, because I was having a time with these. I was really struggling trying to make them look good, I guess. There's not a lot of green bathroom fixtures, and since I couldn't do my avocado bathroom of my dreams, I kind of just had to roll with it. But up here in the bedrooms, I use a lot of the pastel pop kit in the kids' bedroom. I use a wallpaper from Businesses and Hobbies in the older siblings room. And in my head, it was kind of an older like sister and then like a younger brother in my head, but you could have any set of siblings that you want. living in this house. I do decorate the bedroom for a girl, but honestly, anybody can live in there. It's really not gender specific. That's just what I had in mind when I was picking out the decorations. And then here in the kitchen, you will see me pause there and stare at the sink because I realized that was the only in-counter sink that came in a green color, and I was at most super disappointed with my options for sinks. I didn't want to do a freestanding sink because it would just look weird with the counters that I've chosen, because I love these base game counters. They are perfect in every single way possible. I love them. I paired them with the appliances from Growing Together, which the handles and stuff don't quite match because the cabinets are silver and the fixtures on the appliances are a gold color. But you kind of just have to make things work when you're doing challenges like this. So I think they look fine. I managed to make the kitchen look super cozy, and that utensil holder is more orange than green. I did have to take some liberties, like I have been doing with basically all these builds, which is if the game says the swatch is green, it is free game. I can use it, and that, I believe, is from Adventure Awaits. Said it was green, so I said, slap it in the kitchen, let's go. And then I put a towel and some soap over by the sink. I don't think that is dish soap, but we are going to pretend. And then I put this retro phone on the wall. I kind of thought it would be a little fun thing to add in the kitchen. Like, maybe this entire house has been remodeled, but they left that old phone up as decoration. Obviously, it doesn't work in The Sims because they have cell phones now. Nobody has a landline. I think it would be really fun to have a functional landline in The Sims. But because there are some people that do still have landlines to this day. They don't have cell phones, they just have landlines, which is wild to me. But to each their own, I guess. And I think it would be a fun addition to The Sims if they could make those phones functional. Not like in a cell phone kind of way, but like you could call like a service or call for pizza. Call your family members or friends on them, but not send text messages. I think that would be a really fun thing to add. But over here, I also managed to cram in the dining table. I normally wouldn't do this, but since I wanted the house to have walkability, I didn't want to put the table in the middle of the floor, so I kind of angled it a little bit and shoved it in this corner right here, and I think it looks really cute. Makes it look really cozy with the chairs that I've picked and the decor. And then the light I pick is I believe it's this one from Seasons. I thought I picked the one that I had out from Business and Hobbies, but it was too dark. Not Business and Hobbies. From I think it's like the Cozy Kitsch kit, I think. I wanted to use that because I liked how it looked, but it was too dark, so I used that one from Seasons. And this is when I decided to have a pet, so I put a pet bowl in the kitchen, and then over here by the window we are putting a trash can and some aprons. And then once I do that, we will be moving on into the living room, where I use this fireplace that matches the doors and the windows and the countertops. I don't know if I'll ever stop using these when I build houses like this because it's just so good. It's got so many swatches. I love it. And then I use this base game sofa with some cushions from the Cozy Gamer kit. This is where I started to have the idea that maybe there was a child that lived in this house, and they sit on these cushions to watch TV with their older sibling. At this point in the build, though, I was kind of thinking that it was two parents that lived here, but then once I started decorating the bedroom, I changed my mind and made it a sibling in my head. But you could also have parents live here too. And then this, I believe, is the only piece of furniture I used from Life and Death, I think. I didn't like any of the side tables. I thought they were all kind of ugly. It didn't really match what I was going for, so this is the only one. And then I used these decorations from the Cozy Kitsch kit, I believe. They matched the table down there, so I thought it brought in that dark green color. And then also the plant also brings in the dark green. So I was trying to match the greens. I was telling myself if I use enough accents of a color, it'll tie in the bright object that I have or the dark object that I have, and I think it worked kind of well. I don't really think that there's a whole lot of the green objects that I use that kind of stick out all that much. So I'm kind of happy with that. And then the last thing I add over here in the living room is just going to be a lamp, some wall sconces, and then I believe a toy box for the pit. The pit? um, but while I do that, I just kind of wanted to talk about a few things. While I built this house, I was listening to Olivia Rodrigo's new album, You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. And if this album had come out 2 years ago, I would have been living it up. I'd have been crying every single day. Genuinely, it's honestly such a relatable album. But I am no longer a sad girl in love. But the album is still very good. I love Maggots for Brains, which is honestly a sentence I never thought would come out of my mouth. But that song, I love that song. The Cure and Drop Dead are also really good bangers. And You Plus Me Equals a Heart. Such good songs, but honestly, the entire album is full of bangers. I'm kind of upset that I'm not going to be able to go to tour, but like most artists, they are skipping where I live because of the World Cup. Honestly, can't blame them. I also recently saw Disclosure Day and was wildly stressed out about it at the end. It felt way too real for me, and I was having a panic attack and anxiety attack the whole time. And I also recently saw Obsession, which that movie has been stuck in my head since I saw it. I literally have not been able to stop thinking about it. It pops up on my Instagram feed, so that's probably feeding my obsession with Obsession. But when that movie hits streaming services, I'm probably going to watch it again because something about that movie just tickles something in my brain. And honestly, I feel like it just altered my brain chemistry to the highest degree. And the last thing I wanted to talk about before we talk about the build again is that I got my boyfriend into Glee. And honestly, I never thought I would get a man to watch it with me, but he does. And he gets into it, and I love it so much. He hates Terry and Rachel. His favorite character is Coach Feast, and honestly, I cannot wait to watch the whole thing with him. It's been very exciting, and also having to wait to watch episodes is really bad because I just want to binge the whole thing all in one go, but I've been waiting to watch it with him because I'm nice like that. But anyways, back to the build. I'm currently working on the kids' room. I use a lot of stuff from My First Pet stuff. I wanted to use the kid bed stuff, and I didn't want to use the base game one, and this was the only other one that had a whole bunch of matching furniture, so that's what I did. I used the bookshelf, the desk, the chair, the bed, the dresser. I used even the turtle rug from that pack. I used the curtains from that pack. This is basically just My First Pet stuff threw up in this room, and I'm so very sorry. But that pack was free a couple years ago, and I said I would never spend money on this pack. I would only get it if it was free. It was free, and I bought it. So here we are. I wanted to make this kid have a lot of different interests. I didn't want them to have one specific thing. So they're into reading. They like to make friendship bracelets for literally everybody that they meet. The second they're a friend, they're like, here's a friend bracelet. We're friends forever. He's got some posters on the wall. There's the wizard poster. He's got a violin. There's some dinosaur book that's open over there. There's the stuffed penguin on top of the bookshelf. I put this little kitty picture in here. Granted, this house doesn't have a cat, but I figured maybe this sim really likes cats, but knows they can't have a cat because their sibling's allergic, so that's why they have a dog. And the only thing you didn't see me put in that room was a stuffed plushie of a penguin, and then I put the little chandelier with like the little crystal-y thingies from high school years. I hang that up as the light in there. And now we are working on the older siblings room. I use this bed from Cats and Dogs. I think this bed is gorgeous. I also use these nightstands and curtains from high school years. I use this collage of paintings from Growing Together. And like I said earlier, this was the wallpaper from Businesses and Hobbies. Also, I put up this pride flag. I don't know what area of the LGBTQ spectrum that flag is from. It was just green, and I wanted more clutter to hang on the wall, so I hung that one. And then in the kids' room, They have the tapestry. It's like the green, white, and black one. Again, I don't know what that's for, but it's hanging up in the room because it was clutter and it was green. I also hang this tapestry up. I believe that's from Snowy Escape. And then there's some lamps from Seasons, a rug from High School Years, and then I put some more High School Years furniture in here. We're using this armoire and a bookcase. I also use the mirror from Jungle Adventure, which is everybody's favorite mirror in this game. It is so good. So vintage. I thought about putting a plant over here in the corner, but it was just too much, so I didn't. And then this is where I put the bookcase from High School Years. I thought about putting an activity in here, but nothing really fit all that well. I thought about putting the corkboard in for a second, but I don't. I end up putting it out in the hallway, which is an area that I don't believe I showed decorating because it took me a while because I was just like trying to find a desk that I like. I end up using the one from Parenthood, using the computer and chair from Pastel Pop Kit, and then I just put a runner rug, a pet bed, and then a painting from Dine Out. It's like the cherry blossom one, but like in the green and yellow swatch. And then to finish off this room, I put up this clutter from Pastel Pop Kit. That chair is from the fairy pack. Don't remember the name. Still haven't played with that pack, by the way. Honestly, I haven't actually really played this game in a couple years now. I've only been building. I was playing with my Long Legacy lifespan for like a really long time, and I kind of burned myself out on it, and then also Not So Berry as well. I made it all the way to the orange gen. I almost made it to the pink gen, but then again, I burnt myself out on it, so didn't quite make it to the end. But we are actually heading to the end of this video. I'm just going to be decorating this front patio and the front porch, and then we will be heading into screenshots. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I posted a Pair Lives room build this last week, and I haven't looked at it yet, but if you watched it, I hope you liked the room. I had a lot of fun with it. I do have plans for more videos in Pair Lives like that, and I also have more Town to City videos, and I have at least 4 more of these videos because I still have a blue, yellow, brown, and orange house left to build. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!